Nicky, thanks very much for joining me. Mike Tyndall's been named as the captain. I wondered if they were going for a more experienced model, but actually he's slightly younger, but just by a couple of months. But happy for your England colleague to be taking over the reins?
Yeah, delighted for him. I can't believe it's the first time he's done it. Actually, he's got 60-odd caps, and he's been around the setup for a long time. But does it regularly for Gloucester, and just give him my full support. And you're going to need a few leaders in key positions on the pitch anyway. So it's a tough place to go with a hostile atmosphere. So he won't be alone there.
Is there any reason Jono's given you that he's moved it to someone in midfield?
No reason at all. He's chosen Mike, and I'll be sort of pack leader if you like, and sort of good balance. So he's sort of he's involved with the back line. I'm involved with the forwards.
Fantastic. Now in those forwards we've got a first cap for Tom Wood. How's he been training with the camp, and how's he been fitting in? Yeah,
fitting seamlessly. He trained with us in the autumn, so he knew a lot of the sort of patterns and what we're about and what we're trying to achieve. And it's great for him that he's got his first cap, and he's been showing that sort of form for Northampton, so delighted for him.
Absolutely. Now you guys go to Cardiff on Friday night. Some of the boys on their way down there won't have been there before. You lost there in 2009. Is it a case of the current squad or people like you who've been there before want to try and right the record, or are there enough new boys that it's a bit of a clean slate and you want a good start now to continue the autumn's good work?
Well, we haven't really talked about 2009. It's just basically what to expect, and it's big games week in, week out. Club level, you go to hostile environments, different grounds all the time. So even if guys haven't played that particular stadium, although it is very unique, I'm sure that they'll be concentrating on their game, and you should find it sort of motivating factor as well.
There's been a bit of chat about the sledging that's come from Warren Gatland with regard to your teammate Dylan Hartley. Has that brought you guys together? Have you talked about it? Have you laughed about it?
Yeah, I think when it came out, it was sort of mentioned, but nothing much after that. We just get on with what we can control really, and we'll back Dylan whether someone from the opposition slates him or not. He's our teammate, and we'll back each other.
Probably pulls you together to a certain degree, doesn't it? Now I saw you mentioning that in the autumn England maybe didn't have their plan A, plan B and plan C fully sorted out in terms of the sudden physical and stick it up the jumper threat that the South Africans posed. Do you think you've been training to be able to change that strategy if you need to in a game more so this time round? Yeah,
we've addressed that. That was obviously a key issue that came out. That last game, obviously very different to how the Australians and New Zealanders played. And it's something that obviously we're looking to press on in this tournament, seeing if we can adapt our game on the hoof, because obviously you've got different sides, different referees, different grounds, different elements and everything like that. So that's a part of the game that sort of we're a little bit immature at the moment, but it's something that we can rectify hopefully. Come kick-off Friday night. Yeah,
certainly. It's an away game for England. In the last 16 games in the Six Nations, England have only won 4 of their away games, 3 of those in Italy. So it's going to be really important to get things off to a good start in Cardiff, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be. I mean, start's key. Test matches are tight. They'll very seldom do you see sides come back. It's important to get a good lead, but they'll come out. All guns blazing as they always do down there. And we're going to have to match fire with fire, and probably we're going to have to better it really if we want to come away with a positive result.
And England will have a starting axis of Leicester through 9 and 10. If Danny Kerr comes on, obviously then the club axis shifts to 8 and 9 between yourselves at Quins. Do you think either of those is better in terms of Test match rugby?
We spend enough time together now. The starting sort of 8, 9, 10. My relationship with Youngsy, it's just as good as it is with Danny, but it's great to play with Danny when he's on, because obviously I know him probably better than any of the other forwards, so sort of pick lines off him. But Youngsy's been great when he's come in the side, and he's just a similar sort of player really.
There'll be a massive atmosphere in Cardiff on Friday. Jono's talked about the intimidating atmosphere and going in on the coach and using that as a way to get up. Are you the sort of person that'll stick the iPod on and just get into your own head, or will you allow the barracking that you might get from the Welsh fans to get your aggression levels up a little bit?
Well, I think it's worth absorbing what it's all about, because you're only in the professional games not very long in your career, and I think it's worth absorbing it. But if you're strictly trying to drown it out and just want to, as you say, listen to your iPod or whatever you do beforehand, then do it. But I think you have got to sample it, maybe not to get worked up too early before the game, like on the coach up there. But it's interesting.
Looking forward to it?
Oh, absolutely.
Fantastic, Nicky. So thanks very much indeed.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.